Ezra Tetrault with us here on the John Mendola Show, a junior. Ezra, talk about your track and field career.
Yeah, so this is my second year on varsity. I ran as a freshman on the freshman team, but this year I really emerged as a hurdler, and I was in the 4x1 and also the 4x4 all season long. I was actually the only hurdler on the team, so that was cool for me. I got lane 3 every time. I got to pick my lane, and I really had fun in the 300 hurdles especially. And this year I really got my split down in the 4x4, and we ended up getting second at districts, and we're going to states.
Awesome to hear. Yeah. Let's talk about being able to manage all those events. And obviously, you know, when you're on a relay team, you'll want to push a little more because you're pulling for those guys. Yeah. But on the individual stuff, you're like, hey, I'd like to do well on that. So talk about being able to manage that. And again, as you say, you punch your ticket to states.
Right. Yeah, I had 4 events at every meet all season long. I think it's just focusing at one at a time and getting through the one you're focused on at that point, and then after that one, you change your mindset to the next one. And treat every race equally and give your best effort at every moment.
Football, another sport you do. Talk about position you play and what you enjoy about that.
Yeah, I'm a wide receiver and a safety. I think just the way the game works with the whole family mentality, 11 guys in the huddle, and you really depend on people, but you really get to emerge as an individual too. I think football is just one of those games you just have that feeling, and you really get to be out there and just showcasing your abilities.
You have a sister, Gabby?
I do.
A little younger. Tell us about her.
Yeah, she's a freshman on the track team. She moved up to varsity this year. She was in the 100, the 4x1. I thought she did a great job. That 4x1 was really good, and they won a lot of races. So I'm proud of her, and I'm excited for her career down the road.
Math and government, a couple of subjects you'd like to kind of turn that into maybe a military service academy, politics. So tell us a little bit about that thought process and why.
Yeah, so I've really dreamed of going to a military academy my entire life, really. I'm focused on the Coast Guard Academy at this point. That's really my favorite right now. And yeah, well, being a 2-sport athlete, I guess 3 sports if you count indoor track, it's tough, and you have to manage your school and your sports. I've always loved math, and as I get older, I understand government more. And I really like politics, so it's cool to be able to do that.
No accident for the most part here on the John Mendola Show when you talk to student athletes that successful in the classroom, successful in athletics, you're 6th in your class.
Yeah.
A 101.5 grade point average. Talk about your folks pushing you academically, athletically, and why you look up to them.
Oh yeah, definitely. My parents are the best. My mom especially. No hit on my dad, but my mom's a scholar in the family, and she always was on top of her books as a kid, and she still is right now. She's very successful. So I think her pushing me, I don't want to make them upset. I don't want to make them think that they're not doing a good enough job. So I push myself for them, so I can impress them and make sure I'm being a good a good kid.
You're doing a great job with that, and one day you will be a dad. Learning from your parents here in that situation. Ezra, we appreciate your time, and the best of luck at the state championships.
Thank you.
Annie Kirpan with us here on the John Mendola Show. She is a senior, mid-distance young lady, 400, 800, 4x4, cross country, another sport you do. Talk about how you got into running.
Okay, so basically I started in 7th grade. My older sister, she did cross country, she did track, she did all of it. But I just kind of followed in her footsteps. She got injured a couple years ago due to like her knee injury, but I always looked up to her and how she ran and how she did that.
What about your favorite event out of those 3?
Okay, my favorite event would probably be the 800, just because I don't know, I always like distance running. I've done cross country ever since 7th grade too, but the 800 is kind of fast speed work too, which it just combines every event on the track, basically.
If I had 100 kids, I don't know how many are going to say they love the 800.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like the 800, but for some reason, it might be psycho of me, but I really like it.
Yeah, you're rare. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's talk about all the clubs that you're in at school.
Okay. I am in FBLA, I'm in National Honor Society, I'm in National Art Honor Society, and I'm in SAD.
Let's talk about the next step for you, where you're going to college and why.
Okay. I will be going to college at College of Charleston in South Carolina. I'm majoring in marketing and I'm minoring in psychology. and I'm very excited for next year. I cannot wait to graduate.
And why did you choose Charleston?
Okay, so I always knew I wanted to go out of state, and I just wanted to explore my options. And I went down to Charleston over the summer. I took a look at the college. I fell in love with the campus. Just everything about it, I love it. And just from the second that I went there, I knew that that's where I wanted to go, and now I'm set on it.
That's what they always say. They say,
yeah.
You know it.
You know. Yes.
How about your relationship with Trina and what she's doing?
Oh yeah, like I said, yeah, my teammates really have an impact in me. They all really inspire me, and we've been working so hard this season.
So let's talk about your siblings.
Okay, my older sister Sarah, she's 20 years old. Like I said, she's the one who got me into running in the first place. I really look up to her, and I'm very inspired. But my younger brother, we're very close. We have a good relationship. He really helps me out. He gives me life advice sometimes when you wouldn't expect your younger brother to be giving you. You know what I mean?
That's cute.
And my younger sister, Katie, she's 12 years old. I love her. She's like my little mini-me, I'd say. She's actually starting track next year. She's really into pole vaulting right now. She did it over the indoor season a little bit, and she loves it. So I'm kind of glad that I had that impact on her and that she wanted to do track because of me.
Well, Annie, we appreciate your time. Great to hear your story. Good luck in
All
Charleston.
right, thank you so much.
Cassidy Asinski with us here on the John Mendola Show, a sophomore, another standout student, 4.0, fourth in your class. Let's first go to the academics. You enjoy just about all your classes, but English, science, gym, it's kind of fun there at Western Wayne. You've really mastered it, huh?
Yeah, I think sports helps me really keep in touch with reality and getting everything in on time, keeping my schedule straight.
Talk about some family members that kind of push you along and make sure you're doing the job.
Yeah, my mom and my dad, they're very, very good to me. My mom was a track athlete, so she really helps me. Coach Collins really helps me manage my time.
Well, let's talk about looking up to Trina and the job that she's doing. She seems very focused, and obviously what she does on the track and in the field is pretty impressive.
Yeah, I love Trina. Since 7th grade, she's taken me under her wing, always pushing me to work hard just like her. She's always been there for me, a great role model.
Let's talk about the events you compete in and if you have a favorite.
I like the 100. The 100's pretty fun. I also like dabble and jab a little bit.
4x4?
4x4, I was thrown into that just this year, so I like that now. I love my teammates, so they've helped me along.
And what kind of jumps have you done?
I've done triple jump and long jump. Just dabble in it a couple times.
Now you also play a couple other sports, soccer and basketball. Do you have a favorite amongst all these?
Yeah, soccer's my favorite, but track is really up there now after this season.
Yeah, and when you're having success like you and some of the other young ladies, that's pretty darn good. You want to head in the medical field in a couple of years?
Yeah, I'm looking in the medical field, maybe criminal science.
Well, Cassie, it seems like you're doing a heck of a job as a sophomore, and 2 big years ahead of you. Keep up the good work.
All right, thank you.
Gary Guynet's with us here on the John Mendola Show once again. I got to talk to him in soccer season. Let's talk about since soccer season. You put in winter track, you did track and field here in the spring. How was your health? How'd you make it through?
It's been fantastic. It's been pretty hard, running every day of my life. Track workouts are crazy. JC is a really good coach with that. Yeah, but it's overall, it's helped me out better than soccer does because, it's constant running.
Get a little closer now to being a senior. Junior year is just about wrapped up, and you still have some of these big goals going forward. So let's talk about some of those goals that you want to do after high school.
So essentially, I'm really looking forward to either university or a military academy. Afterwards, I would like to be an officer in the military, obviously, and then continue on after that as an aerospace engineer.
Awesome to hear. You're killing it in the classroom, 99.7, right around that 4.0 mark, and all the siblings doing all right?
Yup, fantastic.
And as far as the support from your parents, talk about them continuing to support you and what track and field season was like between traveling for indoor and then coming out to some of the outdoor stuff.
It was just like soccer season. This year, my parents were always on the sidelines watching me run my races. You could always hear my dad screaming for me right before the 4x4 started. They pushed me as hard as I can go in track.
Let's talk about your teammates, the guys and the girls, a close-knit group at Western Wayne. Talk about what it's like to be a Wildcat.
We are insanely close. I would say we're one of the most close-knit teams around locally, simply because, you know, Western Wayne doesn't have a bunch of kids to just pile onto their track team. We have lots of sports that split us up. So with the kids that we do bring to the track team, we are very close. We talk all the time, and usually we are pretty uniform in how we speak and how we act.
Gary, keep up the great work. Good to see you again, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Samantha and Cabbage with us here in the John Mendola Show, and got to see your brother a couple of weeks ago doing some great stuff at Marywood
Yep.
University. I'm sure you're pretty proud of him.
Very proud.
You talk about being able to follow him in track and field, and then I'm sure you doing your own thing. It's pretty cool, huh?
It's awesome. I love it.
You also have a brother, Tyler.
I do.
Was he involved in track and field at all? Or?
No, he wasn't. He thought about high jumping, but he never did it because he had volleyball.
Well, good to see everybody's into athletics, that's for sure. When you talk about your track and field career doing mid-distance, 4x4, 4x8, what's that experience been like?
It's been awesome. I started as a hurdler, but then I was hurt my past season, so I moved into running 800s, and I love it. The team's amazing.
Pretty good tennis player, huh?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that next step for you, Misericordia University. So you got to be pretty good to head to college and play tennis. When did you first start, and what do you love about the game?
I started my sophomore season, and it was because I stopped doing cross country. I did it for a year, and I just fell in love. It's so much fun. It was like something on my off season, just to kind of stay in shape, do something enjoyable, and I fell in love with it.
Well, you like math and anatomy in school, a 3.9 grade point average. You have a favorite teacher at Western Wayne, or is it the subject matter you like?
I love my teacher, my calculus teacher, Mrs. Carey. I've had her for the last 3 years, and she just made me fall in love with the subject.
And as far as what you're going to study at Misericordia, it looks like nursing?
Yes.
And talk about why nursing.
I used to work at a nursing home, and I just fell in love with helping people out, and I would love to just continue doing that and learning about the body and all that.
You got a lot of passion. A lot of love with a lot of things, and I think you got the right approach to life. It seems like you figured it out. Keep it going, Samantha. Thank you.
Thank you.